Okay, hi, my name is Griffin. This is my final project for the AI programming program. For this project, I chose to locally run an AI chatbot. Now, essentially, this project included using Python libraries like Python game and Py text-to-speech. I also incorporated BOSC as well as Google Generative AI for an API connection for a prompt and response. I'll break that down a little bit further here. So first off, we just have our project name, title, date, all the required information there, as well as contribution to certain portions of the code. I did follow a lot of Python open source documentation regarding certain aspects. I added links in my final project, as well as for BOSC. And then for the API using Google Gemini for that style block, I did use a lot of what I've learned from our class program on how to integrate that. We'll run that and then install the proper dependencies needed. So we need speech recognition from BOSC, as well as the BOSC just dependency. We have Pi Audio and Pi Game to be able to use our microphone or our headset just for audio input and output. Google Generative AI for be able to convert our speech to text or convert our input and get a prompt back, and then text to speech for our response from the API to be able to be heard rather than read. We're going to import all of our libraries here. That's required, so we have our BOSC library, PyAudio, and BOSC also requires JSON for reading information, Pygame, and Google Generative AI. We're going to initialize Pygame right off the hop, and also create a variable model to import our bus model, as well as recognizer. This will take our speech input and be able to use it as a data string. Here we have a sound to kind of initiate the listening phase, as well as letting you know when the AI is about to speak and not listen to you. So essentially here the output. From here we have our other function here that will kind of take our input from our microphone, convert it from not just data bits, but also into tangible text that the program can use. And it will be returned as a text. So that will be stored in the text variable for our input. We'll take this input and use Gemini here and pretty much use that, input it as a prompt, and we'll take the response back from that model and store it in response text. From here, we'll take the response text and start using the Pi text-to-speech function. We'll start library, and we'll create the function here, so that kind of takes that information right away, changes it to a voice. You can set the rate at the way it speaks to you, the amount of words it tends to use, the type of volume level. For this one, it is very limited compared to using different models that are out there connected to the internet, because this one only uses a select data set of either a guy's voice or a woman's voice, and just found very computer generated, but it's good just to have everything run locally. Now after installing all of it, I think I skipped a couple steps here. Back, like that. I've run these before, but I'll run them again just to show. And this is our main loop for continuous chat experience, makes it a lot more immersive rather than pressing a button every time. I'm going to take my headset off here, but hopefully it's still picking up all the audio where you can hear like the noise going off and hearing the AI speak back. So I'll ask it a couple of questions, and that will be the end of the video.
So we hear that noise, and now it's listening to me, it's following my input, and you have to speak a little bit louder at this point, but let's say, what's 3 plus 3? There, it's taking the input.
Okay, I understand. I've adjusted my sensitivity. 3 plus 3 is 6.
Okay. Thank you for that input. I was just curious if there's any animals that start with the letter A and have 6 legs.
You're welcome. Yes, there are many animals that start with the letter A and have 6 legs. The most most obvious and common examples are ants and aphids. Insects are the main group of animals that fit this description.
Unfortunately, I couldn't get the audio through the screen recording because it just didn't like me using the headset for screen recording as well as running this loop. Thankfully, I caught the video on my phone, and you can see through that it had pretty good response rate as well as audio is very distorted. That's also my headphones. Essentially, I'd like to have this deployed locally using a Llama API rather than the generative AI from Gemini, and then possibly even move this entire program onto a Raspberry Pi setup or Arduino and create like a little chatbot assistant that kind of follows you around. I think that'd be very interesting. Yeah, but that's it for my project. Thank you.